Hello and welcome back to the Buffalo Bills Pat Rosa channel. As I am your host, Pat Rosa, and I have talked about everything under the sun about the Buffalo Bills this season. Before I get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would be amazing. So, what we are going to do today is talk about what the Bills need to do so that they can have a successful 2023 season in about 7 or 8 months. So, obviously last week was a big disappointment for all of Bills Mafia. They had a great season, 13-3, but stumbled down the stretch. Their offense struggled, and they weren't as good as they were heading into the playoffs. Yes, they won against Miami barely, but then they got they got beat really badly by a really good Cincinnati Bengals team. So now the Bills are looked at as still Super Bowl caliber, but also have a lot of questions as we go into this offseason. So, what do I expect from them this offseason? Really, let's look at the offense and defense separately. First thing is offense. They need something to surround Josh Allen. They need first they need weapons. They just need weapons. I think the offense lacked identity, especially later on into the season. They were throwing deep bombs. They kind of got obsessive with throwing that deep bombs. And you look at all the other teams in the playoffs, especially in the championship rounds. What do they have in common? Let's think of each team. Well, you think of San Francisco. Yes, they have a rookie quarterback, Brock Purdy. He has looked good, but man, if you run that Kyle Shanahan offense, you're supposed to look good as a quarterback. You have Christian McCaffrey, you have Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk as weapons. You have a really good defense. So it's not overly surprising that the 49ers are in their second straight AFC championship or NFC championship. You even look at the Bengals, the team the Bills played last week. Totally, their offense looks amazing. Yes, Joe Burrow is a really, really good quarterback, but he also has help. They have T. Higgins, they have Tyler Boyd, and most importantly, they have Jamar Chase, who can go deep. I think the big thing about all those teams, and you have Kansas City, and then you have the Eagles, I think the common theme between all of those teams is that their coaches scheme the players open. They scheme their players open. They put them in the best positions to succeed, the best positions to open the field. And I just didn't see the Bills doing that. It was too hard. And I would say especially last game, there was that one or two drives that they did get down the field. And, Josh Allen was deacon and ducking. But at the same time, there isn't those plays where the Bills can throw a 20-yard pass down the field and complete it, and these players are open. And that's all on Ken Dorsey, of course, scheming and creating plays so that their weapons can contribute. Josh Allen had a really good season. I mean, when you look at it, 36 touchdowns, over 4,500 yards, and he helped the Bills win a lot of football games. But he can't do it all himself. He really can't. Yes, he had a good season scrambling and all of that, but he can't do it himself. Stephon Diggs can't do it himself. And you want the Bills to go to Stephon Diggs a lot, especially in the clutch. But you have those two, and they have a great partnership together. I expect another big season next season. But you look at all the rest of their receivers, and boy, they need more there. I mean, Gabe Davis, I thought there would be something more to Gabe Davis this season. I thought Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs will have similar stat line, and that just wasn't the case this year. He dropped a lot of passes, long passes, short passes. He just was very inconsistent this year. Now, it doesn't mean I don't think he can contribute to the Bills next season. I truly think he can, but the Bills need that number two weapon, which I hope will get in the playoffs with their first overall pick. That should be their mission. Not only that, okay, you have that game breaking speed, yards after the catch, which the Bills still do need to improve on. The Bills are okay with running backs. I'm okay. I don't think Devin Singletary is going to be back. But you just don't pay running backs that kind of money. I don't believe in that, but I don't think Devin Singletary is going to be back. I think it's going to be James Cook and Naheem Hines next year, and maybe a free agent signing, which is okay. That is okay for me. And if James Cook can take another step, that is great. You don't need another running back. You need wide receivers. That is a big need for the Bills right now. You need to surround Josh Allen with so much talent that that he can be successful, that he doesn't always have to do it himself. And so you have the weapons, you have the wide receivers, and what to improve on. And yes, Isaiah McKenzie. I mean, all the receiving core just needs a revamp. I'm fine with keeping Cole Beasley, Gabe Davis, but you need another weapon there through the draft, maybe. So if the Bills can add that, I think that just improves their offense. And yes, keeping Ken Dorsey, I'm on the fence with Ken Dorsey. I really am, because there's times when he looked really really great as offensive coordinator, but once teams figured him out, then it just wasn't the same, and the offense wasn't the same, and there wasn't really a lot of imaginative plays on offense. So I feel like Ken Dorsey will be under a short leash this season. So offense is a priority. Offensive line, they just need to improve in that area. Spencer Brown is not cutting it. Roger Saffold is not cutting it. Both guards and tackles, they're just not cutting it. And they just need ballers up front. A offensive line that can run block, but also pass block, and just protect Josh Allen. Because when Josh Allen has time, he can pick you apart, and he has shown that in 2021. So when he has time and the offensive line is great, Josh Allen will pick you apart. So, they need to improve their offensive line. Now, you don't need to get that with your first overall pick. You can get offensive linemen in free agency and later on in the draft, but you have to scout well so that you can get those good offensive linemen. And if you can do that, I think that would just improve the Bills' offense even more. So that's what I think of their offense. They need more weapons, and I think another guard and tackle. Dion Dog is okay. Mitch Morris is okay. But other than that, I would just also revamp the offensive line. Other than Deion Dawkins, who still struggled this year, but he was okay, better than most. And then Mitch Morris, I mean, he's getting older, so I mean, do the Bills need to revamp the whole offensive line? No, but it would still be their priority to focus on offense this off season. So what about the defense? I know I talked about 10 minutes about offense, but what about the defense? Uh, the defense is okay. The thing is, you don't need a a great defense to win you a Super Bowl. You just need turnovers, you need stops, and that's it. Now, the big question is, will Von Miller be coming back next year? Will he be at where he was before his injury? You know, he said he's going to come back during training camp. We'll see. I know he had an ACL injury before. He's over 30. That's a concern, but you know I think he's pretty confident. You know, we'll see if he comes back during training camp or not. But you know, it would be great to have Von Miller up there. Um, you know, throughout the to start the season. Their defensive line needs to show me something. Um, Without a doubt, that wasn't a good look, especially with three offensive linemen that were injured last game. That wasn't a good look last week by the Bills, who, for the last 2 or 3 seasons, just stocked up on all of these defensive linemen with their first or second round pick and ignored the offense, which I never agreed with. It should have been a mixture of both, but at the same time, the, they didn't show anything, and they haven't shown anything. Greg Rousseau has shown something, but that's about it. But they still, they were inconsistent with their pressure. But the defense was okay. Uh, they were fine down the stretch, but they will lose some pieces. You have Jordan Poyer, who will probably not be coming back. And that'll be sad. He is over 30, so and he has been injured, so and you don't want to pay that player that old that amount of money. That makes sense. And then we'll see about Tremaine Edmonds. Will the Bills re-sign him? They are up against the cap right now, so we will see if the Bills will re-sign Tremaine Edmonds. He actually had a really good year this year, I thought. It looked like he was coming to his own as a leader and also as a player. So it'd be great if the Bills can re-sign him because I like that duo of Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds, but it'll be hard. It'll be hard for the Bills to re-sign their players, but we will see about Tremaine Edmonds. So when you look at it, a lot of pieces are coming back. Trey White, who did look great coming back from injury, which I wasn't too surprised. I want to see where he is at next season before I make a final statement to say he's washed, he's no good. I want to see how he looks like next season so that I can make a determination of if he's good or not. So the defense should still be okay, but the overall factor is yes, if they fire Leslie Frazier, which they won't, I don't think they will, but it's Sean McDermott's defense. I don't think it matters if Leslie Frazier is fired because it's Sean McDermott's defense. He has his handprints all over that defense. And I truly believe that Sean McDermott has, along with Leslie Frazier, uh, you know, has a big say in their defensive play plans every week, and that includes the playoffs. So, I mean, coming into next season, I really don't know where the Bills are going to be. I'm going to wait until like May or June to see that determination. But I will say this that if the Bills don't make too many changes, especially offensively, they don't get that big weapon, they don't improve their offensive line, the Bills will struggle next season. The Bills will. It's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs, and if they do, I don't think they can make it to the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, Josh Allen is great and all, but at the same time, you need to get weapons behind him, or he's going to be similar to what Aaron Rodgers is dealing with in Green Bay, where they're not getting the pieces with their first or second round pick, and Aaron Rodgers just has to be good with scrubs. So that's where I think the Bills are at. Big season coming up for Sean McDermott. He has to at least get the Bills to the AFC Championship game. Because if they can't, then I don't know. I don't know if he can do it. It just some coaches can't do it, and for the past 3 years, it looks like Sean McDermott is a coach that can't get the Bills over the hump. So we will see next season. I will have plenty of coverage coming up as we get more and more into the off season, and I will have a Super Bowl preview as well. Yeah, maybe I'll be watching the games. I don't know, but we'll see. Other than that, I know this was a long video. I hope you watched till the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and go Bills.